So I know next to nothing about F1 racing, but as I was leaving the theater, I noticed this teenage kid and his dad were talking about how there's only 10 racing teams in F1. And as they were looking up on their phones to figure out which team Apex was replacing in the race, my buddy Eric turns around, looks at them and goes, "Nerds!" I'm kidding, he didn't say that. At least not to their face. So F1 is a film that is easily my most anticipated film of the year for 3 simple words. Director, Joseph Kosinski. The absolute legend that directed Tron Legacy, Oblivion, and Top Gun Maverick, and Spiderhead, but we don't need to talk about that one, is back with yet another cinematic feat. The obvious thing that makes this film stand out is the cinematography, because the exact same techniques that they used on the fighter jets and Top Gun Maverick, they apply to Formula One racing cars in this movie. The camera is in the driver's seat, hanging off the car, following closely behind it, etc. It looks incredible. There's so many great shots in this film, but complementing the visuals is the sound design. I saw this at the Alamo Draft House, and their sound system was primed for this movie. After Ballerina blew my eardrums out earlier this month, my buddy Eric and I decided, you know what, we need to come back for F1. And yeah, that did not disappoint, because when you're watching a movie where the engines of these race cars rev up and you feel the pulse of that sound in your chest, man, there is nothing like that. Tech elements aside, the cast is pretty freaking stacked. Brad Pitt as Sonny Hayes is very well cast. It seems that Brad Pitt has mastered the art of playing cool guys who are total a-holes like Cliff Booth, Tyler Durden, Aldo Rain, and now this guy. Seriously, Sonny is genuinely hilarious, but not in the conventional sense. He's got such a guerrilla warfare tactic to his racing strategy that he finds the line of regulation and just starts playing jump rope with it till it pisses everyone else off. The amount of times that he would pull something and they would have to send in a safety car just had me cracking up in the theater. But with that, he's got plenty of depth to his character, and I love the way that they explored it. There's one scene in particular where a reporter is grilling him about his failed marriages, his nosediving career, and all the decisions he's made in his life, and if there's anything he regretted and wish he had done different. And just in that moment, you're already annoyed because you know that there's reporters like this in real life who are just looking for any kind of scoop, and they sell out their morality just to get a headline. But the way Sonny responds to this guy is just so curt and sarcastic that it was enough to show that he was still trying to put on that performance and wear a brave face, but at the same time you can tell that those questions really cut to his core, as he just simply goes, "Yeah," and doesn't have a whole lot more to say, but it's not really what he does say that tells you more about his character. It's what he doesn't say that reveals to us just what kind of person he is, and that I found really fascinating. Damson Idris is an actor that I don't have a whole lot of familiarity with. Here he proves his worth in the role of JP, and I really liked his chemistry with and how he measures up to a seasoned actor like Brad Pitt.
When was the last time you won a race?
Sunday, Daytona.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant Formula One.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then same as you.
Javier Bardem in this film really reminded me of his role as Stilgar from Dune Part 2, which may sound like a weird one, but hear me out. Because he's a very powerful figure in the main character's life and somewhat of a mentor role. He has both a firm yet lovable personality that makes him memorable and unconventionally funny at times. I want to stress, this film has plenty of humorous moments without being an outright comedy. The best part, it actually lands and doesn't feel like cheap MCU humor. Carrie Condon, the woman who was absolutely robbed of a Best Supporting Actress Oscar for her performance in Banshees of Inisherin a couple of years ago, plays the designer of the cars that Sonny and JP are driving in the film. And while initially I was worried that they might not make her character all that prominent, they did give her plenty to work with and enough to showcase her acting chops. Still though, watch the Banshees of Inisherin. She's great in it, Colin Farrell's great in it, Brendan Gleeson's great in it, Barry Keoghan's great in it. They're all great in it. It's amazing. You know what else is amazing? Hans Zimmer's freaking score. Holy crap. Once again, Zimmer never misses, and his score only elevates this incredible film even further. As for the story, much like the Top Gun narrative, there isn't really a defined antagonist. The challenge this team faces is basically having to cooperate and work together in order to achieve victory in this racing industry, because right now they are a ragtag group of misfits who are absolutely incapable of proving themselves as a worthy competitor in the F1 championship. See, because Sonny is trying to show this new young racer that he doesn't know as much as he thinks, but JP is pushing back against this has-been old man who just walks on in and starts calling the shots. So there's plenty of conflict amongst them that the film doesn't need a central big bad, and that's honestly pretty refreshing because the film's narrative is really focused and localized to these characters instead of like the wider array of other racers they're competing against. And while they are in competition with these other racers, we're not getting origin stories for the villain racer or anything like that. So it feels a lot more grounded and realistic in that way. And again, I just can't overstate how cool these freaking race sequences are. They just feel so real because they were shot practically, and that adds such an important element to the film and makes it so much more enjoyable and engaging to watch. Speaking of engagement, this movie is over 2.5 hours long. I did not feel it for a second, and I honestly could have sat there for another hour. Like, I've certainly enjoyed a lot of movies that have come out this year especially, and some I've even seen in the theater more than once, but I haven't been this engaged with a film with absolute rapt, undivided attention in quite some time. Now, of course, this is pretty tropey as a sports movie, and not to mention, there's a ton of montages throughout the film. Now, it's not exactly the most narratively groundbreaking film or anything, but I had a great time with it, and I appreciated having a new feel-good underdog/comeback story. Also, the line, "You have a deficient frontal cortex," is definitely getting added to my mental movie quote vault, and I will certainly be using that moving forward. So this is a great film, currently my favorite of the year. Highly recommend seeing this in the theater. And if you're on the fence about seeing it in a premium format, whether it's Dolby Atmos sound or Prime at AMC or IMAX screen, or if you're going to the Alamo Drafthouse, highly recommend going to the Alamo Drafthouse. Either way, if you can see this in a format that elevates it beyond just the standard digital, I would say the ticket price is justified because it will only elevate your overall movie-going experience. And for a final score to 10, I think I'm going to give this one a 9. So like I said earlier, F1 is currently my favorite movie of the year. It is such a well-made, feel-good movie, and I cannot recommend it enough. If you would like to support this channel, you can hit the like button, subscribe if you want more videos like this, and also hit the bell so you know when I'm uploading. And if you want more content from me that isn't YouTube exclusive, you can go to the description of this video and you can check out my 4 links that I have down there that'll take you to a bunch of different platforms where I post tons of reviews that don't always make it onto this channel. And the ones that I do post on this channel, I always post on those platforms long before I edit together a video. So be sure to check that out. And until next time, guys, God be with you and take care.